I know I'm late to the party here, but here's my entry for Canadian Retro's 300 subscriber contest. First off, congratulations on hitting 300 subs. You definitely have a great channel, and one of my favorites on YouTube right now. The first part of the contest is to shout out a channel that has less than 100 subscribers. And the person I want to shout out is the Highlander. He is, I believe, from Holland. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am, but he's in Europe somewhere. And he does a lot of pickup videos. He does a lot of live footage videos when he goes to flea markets and thrift stores and stuff. And it's something I've kind of stopped doing for various reasons, but it doesn't mean I won't ever do them again. Just for the time being, I'm not doing them. He also has this really great cultural video where he visits a festival, I guess near to where he lives, and he comes across a gypsy, it's one of those gypsy music stands or something like that, where all the music's supposed to be played with this big, I don't even know what to describe it, some kind of cart that's supposed to play music. And he kind of walks around and he finds out that this gypsy stand is playing music through an iPod and not through the actual instruments. So it's really funny, and he really does have a great sense of humor. So check him out. His recent video is what happens to your collection. And in this video, he kind of talks about when he passes on, what's going to happen to his video game collection when he goes. And it's very interesting and very kind of, it's informative to get other people's opinions. I mean, obviously we're not going to have our collections forever and ever because, eventually we all pass on, right? So what happens to them once we're gone? Does it go down to your children? Does it go to a dump? Does it go to thrift stores? Who knows? But definitely check him out, see if he's for you. I really enjoy his channel as well. So, second question was, if we could resurrect a dead series and bring it back to kind of current consoles, what would that be? And for me, it was a pretty easy question. It has to be Streets of Rage. And the reason being is, when the Genesis was out, I was 12, 13 years old, and when Streets of Rage came out, it was so different than everything else I was playing at the time. So I played through all three of them with a buddy, and that's another thing that was great about these games. You could always play through them with a friend. They're fun alone, but they're more fun with a friend. And I mean, the graphics still hold up to this day, along with the music. The music in all three games is absolutely amazing. Every time I hear, especially Streets of Rage 2, the music in there, it brings back fond memories. Even Streets of Rage 1. Streets of Rage 3, I kind of got into late. My buddy and I still played through it, but it was kind of near the end of the life cycle and didn't really sell as well as the other two. So I think that's probably why the series kind of stopped. But I think instead of just talking about it, why don't we just go ahead and play it? And I know a lot of people play Streets of Rage 1 and Streets of Rage 2, and they really don't show Streets of Rage 3 too often. So I say we go ahead and play that a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, here we go, Streets of Rage 3. And as I mentioned, I used to play this with a buddy of mine. He's obviously not here, so I'm going in on this one alone. Right off the bat, you see you got 4 characters to choose from. You got Axel, Blaze, Skate, and Zan. And each character has their own unique abilities, and they're all kind of different to play as. Axel and Zan are kind of the stronger characters, while Blaze and Skate are the smaller but faster characters. I always go with Axel though. Axel and Blaze were from Streets of Rage 1 and 2, so they're in the entire series, while Skate started in the second game and Zan is exclusive to the third. So we'll go in and we'll kind of see how far we get on 3 lives. Let's see how far. They do have a story to this, but it's nothing to write home about. It's just fun to go and beat people up. it's easy to get surrounded in this game, and a lot of these types of games, it's easy to get surrounded in. And it's one of those things you really have to avoid when playing these types of games. So you want to keep all the enemies kind of on one side of the screen. Because if you get surrounded, you're going to be in trouble. See, there was a super move done there, and the super move can be done basically at any time as long as you have enough of those kind of blue bars on the right side of the health bar. You'll see it kind of regenerates over time. They're really useful for getting out of situations where an enemy is holding you and is about to do some damage to you. It's kind of sad this series doesn't even exist anymore, mainly because this type of game kind of led the way towards games like God of War and Darksiders, where they're just beat-em-ups. They're just 3D beat-em-ups. I kind of prefer these 2D ones though. Kind of another thing you may have noticed here is I actually picked up a weapon. And you can pick up a weapon basically if you find it under a crate or a box or something, or even if the enemy drops it, you can pick it up. The weapons, unfortunately, do have a kind of a lifespan, and you can only use them so much. At least in the third one. I think in the first one, you can use them as much as you want until they kind of expire, and you drop it too many times. They definitely do a lot more damage though than your fists, so whenever you see a weapon, you kind of want to pick them up. See, I just lost my sword there. Ooh. There's one more fan. The heavier set enemies, you definitely don't want to try to throw them, because when you do, they tend to land right on top of you. It's always funny to find an apple or a chicken under a garbage can or some booze there. With these guys on bikes, the best way to get these guys is to kind of jump and kick them. And it's basically just one hit and you knock them off. Occasionally they will not die or not disappear until you actually kill them. So I think these ones here, at least on the earlier stages, is just to kind of get you used to them. I always thought these guys here were basically the same guys in Final Fight. Just, I don't know how they were. They look so similar to some of the enemies in Final Fight. I don't know how they got away with it. But if you've kind of noticed, as I've been getting through this stage, you can kind of see the sun is setting a little bit. It's not as bright as it used to be. It's just kind of a a gradual thing, I guess. The guy driving the boat there is a level 1 boss, so we'll be fighting him eventually. Basically, you get points for killing enemies and picking up money, and these points kind of go towards extra lives. The women in this game always seem to have whips. There we go. Let's see how well I do now. These games definitely weren't made to be easy still. Just kind of see there when the enemy grabs me, kind of do that super punch, kind of get out of it. And there you have it, level 1. I think we'll stop it there, but definitely if you're interested in the Streets Rage games, feel free to pick them up. The first 2 are really cheap, the third one's a little bit more expensive, but they're definitely worth having, and they're definitely worth playing through, so try and hunt them down if you can. So anyways, again, congratulations to Canadian Retro for hitting 300 subs, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.